Hello everybody, and welcome back. We have returned after a week of waiting. We are back in Final Fantasy XI tonight. I am so excited to get going. You'll all notice that two things are different tonight. One, well, there might be a third thing as well. One, we're not in Mog House starting out. Big deal. We are currently sitting in Norg because we're going to try and do a couple things in here before we continue on in Chains of Promathia. Two, I'm not sitting in my red regalia gear. I've leveled up Samurai. Samurai has now gotten high enough level that we'll be playing Samurai from now on. It's actually better geared than my red mage at the moment. So, we're not going to be in my Samurai. Now, this is not the Samurai artifact armor. We'll eventually do that. But this is what we're doing. And number three, I'm sitting in a chair. So, something that I wasn't aware that they had done. They've made it so then you can actually sit in a chair. So that's what's happening right now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, where is it? Is it North 4? So here we are. And I went ahead and turned off my, my link cell chat because I want to not have the chat interrupting the dialogue and stuff, as well as the last time we recorded, there was some not so family-friendly stuff being talked about in the chat. I kind of didn't want to have that anymore. So from here on out, I will not be in the link shell. I'll have it unequipped, so we're not going to see the chat anymore. But yes, I am now dressed as Samurai and everything like that. Oh, the gear has gotten so good. But anyway, so we're going to do two things. We're going to talk to Jakubah here to try and get a quest going. We're actually going to unlock our next weapon skill quest. So I need to get the weapon from him. It might show up into another chat. I'm not sure what it might be. We're going to see, because it might turn into a different quest entirely. Jeff, I can sense your skills have improved much since you first wielded the Mamito I forged for you so many moons ago. However, you still have many moments to travel on the road to master for the Great Katana. You feel you have what it takes to complete your journey. Of course. Okay. I take no hesitation in your mind and spirit. That is good. Here, take this Tachi of Trials and wield it as if it were part of your own body. When you have proven your strength and ability, the blade will lose its power. Then you will know that it has accepted you. When you feel that the time has come, return here with the katana. The test will try you in many ways, physically and mentally. However, I am certain that you will be able to clear the mountain that looms before you. Thankfully, that was the exact one I was hoping for. So, we now have the Tachi Trials. We're not going to actually use it today. I will use that at other times, doing stuff. Let me go ahead and show you what I've gotten on me. So, I have gotten a bunch of stuff from Ambuscade. Some of it I actually just upgraded today. So we have a brand new katana, which is, I guess it's a great katana. Oh, we also got better armor. We've got some new rings and stuff. So yeah, I'm much further along in my kit than I did before. And all that good jazz. So we got that going. So we're going to have that available to us. Sweet. But we are now going to go ahead and run off to Tavnazia to continue on with our story quest. So, if I remember last time, we got to the Tavnazian safehold. We had our amulet stolen from... The mysterious amulet got stolen from us, from the three little Taro punks. We ran through the aqueducts to kill the Minotaur. Or the Taurus, whatever it was. I think it was a Minotaur, yeah. And did a bunch of other things, and then we ended up meeting, well, we got introduced to Preesh, so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. We got introduced to Preesh and Olma a little bit and all that jazz. So now we are going to head back and actually talk to her proper like. I think it was point 3. Is it point 3? I think it is. Okay. Okay, because we want to be on the top of Tefnasia. I just want to check, make sure that we got things going correctly. We should. Okay, so are we on the top floor? I think we are. I want to say that we are. Okay, the one at K7, so I actually just ran away from it. Been a while since you guys have seen my my ponytail and stuff, because I've had the hat on so much. Of course, it completely cuts out anything that I do there. So, okay, so the door we want to go to is this one here. We're going to continue on. So you finally decided to show up. I've heard all about you from Justinius. Sounds like you've had a hell of a time since you got here. I'm not one to pry. To put it in other words, I just don't give a damn. Preesh, very, very unorthodox. There's one thing that's been bugging me. Where did you get your hands on this amulet? So Preesh has one just like it. We got it from a white-haired boy. That's strange. Are you sure you don't mean a tall, blonde chick? Anyway, I'm not a thief, so you can take this. You can have this back. Thank you very much. Oh, ouch! What did you... Preesh, do you have a moment? What's wrong, Despacare? You never come to my quarters. I'm the abhorrent one. I thought if you talked to me, you'd be punished by the goddess. Whatever. Anyway, what is it that you want? I heard of what transpired on Cape Reaver, and that's a great dragon appeared. Exactly what happened. I've never seen anything like it. If that monster decided to attack us, there wouldn't be a trace of this place left. Preesh, do you think that the dragon you saw may be the one same portrayed in the painting of Altoia? Altoia? Do you not remember the painting brought back by Grezer from the Tenshoto? Grezzo. I said that slightly incorrectly. Cardinal Mildarin told us of the tale that unfolded on the canvas. If the dragon was the same one in that painting, then that would mean the beast was Bahamut? I've got to check this out. You, find Almia and bring her back here. Bring her back here quick. Okay, so. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk to Justinius, who I believe is just downstairs here. We're kind of going to get used to actually coming back here a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Stinky britches, little britches. People multi-boxing. Yeah, so this is something I have not mentioned. It's now has become a rather normal trend for, I hope I'm saying this right, that when you play this game, there are people who are able to launch multiple instances of the game and have paid for multiple characters. So you basically are not playing with trust, you're playing with multiple characters you've created. So, and it's kind of obvious when they do it because they all have similar names usually, or they have similar gear. They're all running together. Usually there's one person in front and people lagging behind. But usually you can have cases where they actually have the names are a little similar. So Stinky Britches and Little Britches. There probably was a couple other Britches there. And it's all one player playing as them. So they've actually paid the additional $1 a month per character on their account. It's always interesting to see them. Omnia, I just saw her leaving the safe hold. Anytime she wants to be alone, Omnia usually goes to Snowmint Point, located on the Misero coast. Okay, that's what we figured. See, Stinky Britches is still back. The reason why people would do that is because it's far more... Well, and then they have scripts and stuff that make them so then the characters run. So it's they would actually be handling one character, but scripts and stuff would actually make it so then they could have multiple characters playing. So they'd have a healer, they'd have you know, DPS, they'd have whoever they need for the game, more or less. I don't see the appeal in that because number one, it's pretty much breaking TOS, which is it's pretty blatant in the course of that. And they're taking an awful risk doing it. But the big pro that you get from that is that you can gear up all your characters to be even better than trusts. So they're doing that so they can basically do all the content by themselves with all the characters that they have. The con is that you have to set all that up. You have to gear up all the characters and go through the game multiple times, like doing the story quests and stuff like that. And there's a good chance that you can get banned. So, you know, that's a whole nother side of it. Okay, so we're going to go out to the Misero coast. Oh, give me 1 second. Something on my computer just kind of froze up. And I'm hoping it's something that I can figure out. 1 second here. I think we're having technical difficulties of some sort. Okay, it just froze up for just a second. Okay, we're back into it. Oh, I got another thing. I have another mount. So we had the raptor, and we have a tiger now. So... So I've actually run into this area before. I was actually going to gather a couple things. I wanted to originally go get a great katana for my samurai when I did this. But it's kind of become kind of outdated right now. The katana in particular was called Soboro something else. I can't remember what it was called. The full name is 2 words. Basically, it was a really good katana back in the 75 era because, very specifically, it had the effect that it allowed you, it would occasionally attack 2 to 3 times. Which means every time you swung your katana, every time you auto-attacked, there was a chance you could attack 2 to 3 times. And back in the day, weapons that can attack multiple times per auto-attack were really, really, really clutch because it made you build TP really fast. There actually is a katana, a 119 katana now that has more or less the equivalent of that. Which I haven't gotten yet, and I don't know if, I probably will at some point, but I currently don't have. But there are other weapons that do that. There's different daggers that do that the thieves like to have. There's a club that is killer on aggressive white mages and sometimes used on paladins called the Kraken Club. It could occasionally attack between 6 and 8 times. So the damage on it was low, but the chance of you attacking many times in a row was pretty great. Hang on a second. I think I'm going in the wrong direction. So weapons like that have always been of interest to players because the more tactical points that you gain, the faster you can do weapon skills, which is the real damage. Oh, guys, since I've gotten this new armor and stuff like that, I'm hitting such higher numbers in attacks. I hit like 2,000 points plus on any weapon skill that I do, basically now. I think my base attacks are like 500 plus something. You know, when I was struggling with my red mage just to break, 500 usually, or 1,000 whenever I had it held up really close. So when I held on to that the TP for a long time. So okay, so we need to go to the dilapidated gate over here. Now, I don't know how much time we'll be spending here, but we will be spending more time in the Misero Coast because there's an Abyssia Coast version of it. I don't know if the map is exactly the same. It's similar, but it will be like this. So at some point, we will be in the Misero Coast for Abyssia, and we'll spend a while there. So I did a couple other things. That is a portal over there. If you see that, that is another Isha portal. We haven't been doing Rhapsodies of Vana'diel stuff very much on stream. I haven't for a while now, but that is a new warp. That goes to Esha Ruan. Yes, Sky equivalent. I went in there once briefly to take a look at it. I have not been in there since, but that is there. Okay, we should run around through here. Oh, and that's to get us out of here, the swirling vortex. Let me look on the map thing again. I-11. Hang on. Oh, wow, I completely ran past it. I just completely autopiloted to somewhere else. My mistake. Sorry for that, folks. It actually would be faster to grab this home point over here and run back than run the whole way that way. Oh, gosh. Also, you notice that I don't have any mount music. There is a plugin that turns the music off. There's other options to it. I would like it so the music in the background still plays, because if it's dead silent, that's really annoying compared to what I would like it to have, because some zones have no music. It's just atmosphere. You just hear atmospheric noises like the wind and stuff like that, but some actually has music. And some of the best music is in this area. So slightly annoyed that it actually is not working the way I want it to. Huh, someone's got a summon group going here. Sorry about that. Travel back to Tavnazia. Back to the safe hold. Go to that one. We were supposed to hit back that little curve down kind of at the bottom of the map. So, now we're back in here. Give me 1 second. I want to look at that thing again as well. Yeah, I'll be right back, folks. Give me a second here. Well, what do you know? I was able to figure it out. Now, we have our music set up in the way that I want. Let me sit back in my chair. There we go. Okay. Much prefer that. That was weird. I kept doing the music. Doing the sounds. Okay. Okay. So where we were actually supposed to go is we were supposed to go this direction and take this little path here, rather than going up. So let's go ahead and do that now. It all began with a stone, or so the legend says. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its many-colored light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. Bathed in that light, the world entered an age of bliss until after time the gods fell into slumber. That world was called Vana'diel. Our world, Vana'diel. So this is Omnia. Ah, you must be. This is Precious Companion. You are Jedith, correct? My name is Omnia. You wish to know the name of the song? It is called The Lay of the Immortals. It's been passed down through the Tebnazian Cathedral since ancient times. The history of our people may often be lost to the flames of war and catastrophe. However, this song of guidance shall never be forgotten. Oh, you're the one who was just singing just now. Magmolada, was it not? Nagmolada. Even after the longest of trials, there are some things that will never be lost. How very nostalgic. A place quite similar to this one, a song was born in an age when such things did not exist. Amazing to hear the birth of song. The first song. The birth of song? It's possible that you know of this lay? Yes, I know it well. It is known as the Memoria de la Setona. There is another verse. However, this age will not be lost. The great bane will devour the fair land of Vanadil. I'm not going to try singing along with the music. The ancient seal will be broken, awakening nightmares of ages past. And of course, we know this. We know this bit. We've heard this. We've gone through this song twice. Tragic age of darkness will reign, and yet the gods will not wake from their slumber. That world was called Vanadil. This is no fabrication. The memory of the crystal is the memory of Vanadil. No one, mortal or immortal, can warp the truth of these words. My apologies. I must be on my way. One moment, you must tell me one thing. Is that how the song ends? No, the song continues. But the next verse is beyond the limits of your mortal voice. Only the gods are allowed to sing forth its melody. Gods. Whatever could he mean? Risha summoned me. Very well, let us return to town. Okay, and then we can teleport to... Okay, we're gonna go walk in. I think it's targeting the... Walking towards the bridge, we're gonna have something come up. Sorry, my eyes are just a little itchy tonight. There's our cutscene. Breesh, did you look at the sky? Something left a second strange trail. The trail leads right to Cape Revern. Yeah, I saw it. Left by another dragon, right? How many of those things are there anyway? Breesh, I still do not know if I can believe what you just told me. Have the gates of paradise truly begun to open? How the heck should I know? That's why we're going to ask Bahamut, right? Everybody listen up. We're heading to Revern. Anybody with enough guts to come with me, step forward. You'd think at least those troublesome Taro would want to come. Where are they anyway? Yes, where could they have run off to? Now that you mention it, that stranger's not here either. Wait a second, I just saw him outside, the creepy-looking guy in the black robe, right? Where did you say you saw him? I saw the stranger as well. He was speaking with the three Taru. Breesh, they packed their bags and left the strong safe hold a few minutes ago. Huh? Why, those conniving... Do you think that they could set off for Cape Revern, but why? There's only one reason. They smell an adventure. Come on, we've got no time to lose. So, on to the next one. Now, I think I remember this mission. For the longest time, I had not been able to complete this one. I think at one point somebody eventually helped me, but I was basically stuck at this mission forever. Because it was still like a level 40 fight or something. It was not easy. But I think somebody finally helped me with it when I played the first time. Now I could probably do this whole fight solo, but anyway. So we're going to travel to another point. Current region. Where do we need to grab? I'm trying to remember. Next page, maybe? Oh, yes. Davnazian Arch, maybe? Aha! Sorry, getting a cough here. Excuse me. Not much closer than just coming out the main door, huh? Oh, that's annoying. So we're gonna head to Reavern. So the katana that I mentioned earlier, Saburo, is actually found in Reavern. You have to go into Reavern A and kill some bombs to get a drop item that you then use to spawn a notorious monster in Reavern B to get the katana. We're not going to bother with that because as of right now, the katana is really not that powerful at this point. It's actually kind of crap. Anyway, if any of you were curious about it, you can always go to... there's two Final Fantasy wikis, so you can go to bg-wiki.com is one of the Wikipedias. The other one is ffxencyclopedia.com. Really easy to find. You can look up the katana itself. It's a level 50, something like that. Does 50 damage. The delay is typical, but then it has the occasional multi-attack. So it's interesting now because looking at all the samurai like end game gearing up and everything like that, it works on pushing a couple of traits a little stronger. And how gear works with job traits and stuff like that. So I have a job trait called Zashin. Basically what it means is that if I miss my first attack on a swing, there's a chance I will swing again to try and get another hit. Zashin. So if I miss on my first swing, there's a chance I'm going to get my second swing. I've also got Warrior sub, so Warrior comes with double attack. So there's a chance that I can attack a couple times already as is. And then some of the gear I have also has triple attack attached to it, which is normally given to thieves. Yeah, so if you look down the bottom here, triple attack plus 5%. And this one has double attack plus 5. And then I think the katana actually... No, the katana depends on what stance I'm in. Yeah, so... Zashin, a chance to occasionally attack again. Anyway, I'm not concerned. It even says at the top of this guide that with the unlock of level 99, the quest is now relatively trivial in difficulty. So, this is Cape Reavern. Whoa! What the heck happened here? Is this Cape Revern? So you see how it's all kind of floating in the air. And what the heck is this thing? Ah! Preach? So you can see all that. This floating island stuff. That's the Cape. See how it's been broken away. Proceed onward. Yoink! And in we go. So this area used to be level 40, so it was either 40 or 50, I don't know. A look at the pixelated art of the back of the sky, the sky stuff of the skybox. Haha! I found you. Come on out. She's found us, and boy, does she look mad. She's found us, and oh boy, does she look ugly. Ugly? Is that what you do once I'm done pounding your faces in? Now get out of here. Know what's good for you. Yes, off with you, children. Unless you want to see Preach become truly upset. We'll go home, but only if Preach promises not to punish us. Punish you? Go home now, or I just not kill you. How many times have I told you that you're too young to go off on adventuring on your own? Exactly. Do you not remember the last time you went out alone? It took us over a month for your wounds to heal. And these are not the fields outside the safe hold. Who knows what horror lies in the deepest part of this strange place? Yeah, there might be some big hungry tiger with a craving for juicy taru hiding behind the tree right over there. Until I check this place out, I want you three back in your rooms. Preach, you're not worried about them at all, are you? You just... Heck right, I'm not worried. Why should I worry about what happens to those traitors? I don't care who they are. If they're in my way, they're not on my side. You're so mean. You're so terrible. You're so ugly. Ugly? Why, you little creeps? I'll show you ugly. What? Where did they go? Oh, when I get my little hands on those three. Let us continue. We must try and catch up with them. So, we're here now, on the floating islands. And we get some new enemies here. If you saw that just briefly there, it is a hippogriff, but not the one you'd expect. Let's go take a look at this thing. So it doesn't have wings. Got 4 legs on it. And it's mainly bird-formed. And the body of a horse, but all the other characteristics are bird-like. Anyway, let's see here. I need to find a chest here because there's a couple different ways we can go here. Okay. Okay, so apparently we need to kill a couple. We need to kill some fire drakes to get giant scales. So where do we start? Okay, it's here. Uh-huh. That's a nice little map. Love to see it. enter the displacement. Okay, 1 second here. Let's also equip a quest for our combat region, Promathia. And this should be Revern Site A. Can't mount up here. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I think I've said this before on stream, but sneezing feels really nice. Feels so good. I think the only time when it's not nice is when you're actually like really, really sick, because it just clogs your sinuses more. But a sneeze just normally, actually really, really pleasant. There's a fire drake. Let's see if he dies in one swing. How about thee? So, did 1,100 damage. See how strong I am now. Da-da-da. Feet of the fire drake. All right. A giant scale, a wyvern skin. All right. We're gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna need 2 of these. Now, eventually through Change of Promathia, we're gonna get to the point where I actually got stuck the first time I played and have not continued since. We'll be blind. But considering I barely remember any of this, you know, since the last time I played, it's been over a decade, this all feels new to me. Even though I know I've done this. Because I remember the fight that came with this, as well as coming to this area to get Sobero. Okay, got a couple giant scales. Sweet! Now, so we don't need to kill any more fire drakes, but I will take a shot at a hippogriff, because I'm wondering what kind of attacks they have. Okay, so they have the attack type of the hounds. Hippogriff, tail feather, and all that jazz. We also want to run it this way because we want to get to the home point here. So if and when we want to come back to here, we can do so. What happened to Red Mage? Oh, number 1, hello, Tallow. It's nice to see you again. Number 2, I want to switch to Samurai. Samurai is one of my favorite jobs in this game, and my gear is actually a lot better on Samurai. So as you can see, I've gotten into Ambu gear that I've been working on, as well as upgraded weapon stuff. So I will come back to Red Mage at some point, but I much prefer Samurai. So. Red Mage was a good pick because it allowed me a lot of access for what I could do for the story at the time. But now that I've gotten so powerful with Samurai, I kind of want to stick with that. So, yeah, thank you for that. Okay, I got a home point. Now, when we're at the home point, we need to... That's right. So it looks like I think we have to run back this way. Yeah. Yeah, so the Ambu right now, I need to get need to play a little bit further to get the anima pieces for the Ambu weapon. So that's what I'm currently going to be working on there, as well as, you know, just doing some general upgrades and stuff. So that's the gear I've gotten so far. I've been looking at some of the other stuff. I think the next thing they'll do is probably try upgrading a TP set for the cape, for the back, the cape. So right now I have just the normal one. But I'll make a TP specifically one for one. The thing I'm missing the most right now is earrings. I don't have any good earrings. But from looking at the community quest for Samurai, it looks like the other gear comes from either Domain Invasion, which I've been keeping on top of, doing it daily, Esha gear, or Delve, which will not be unlocked for a while. So, I think that's the main reason why I'm going to be changing up. After, when we get back into November and back to a more normal schedule, I'll be doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing of 11 so we can kick through the story faster. Because right now, that's the thing that's holding me up. And relic stuff, yeah. So, yeah, getting the artifact armor and stuff like that, yeah. Ooh! It got thundery. Here it comes from Swordy. Well, yeah, and at some point I just have to get into Abyssea and stuff like that because I will have to get that stuff, so. Okay, so I think this is where I go here. Let's get it right next to this thing. And give it the giant scale. There we go. So now we can go. Yeah, so what's going to happen is that I'm going to keep going through the Change Promathia story and then immediately get into Aragon, because some of the missions in that require for Japanese midnight to transpire. If that happens during stream, we have time, then I'll go back and I'll start working on getting artifact armor and stuff. So we can go back and do the samurai armor story or leveling other things. But yeah, that's kind of what we'll do. Look at these little evil boys. Ooh. I forgot about the clusters. Clusters, 3 bombs put together, more or less. Yeah, so for the time being, what gear I can get will be slightly limited because a lot of it requires a lot more end-of-game stuff to be unlocked. I think Swordy and Delve and all those, I think those are all from Seekers of Adeline, I think. So, I know Delve is. I know Delve is, I know Reeves is. I couldn't tell you what Swordy's actually from. I guess it would be from there too, but I'm not positive. I think one armor that I'm sad that I'm not going to that really has no use in this game, I probably could get it for glamour, is the Tachimaru set. It's a Samurai Store TP set that was like level 70 something, and it's this lovely shade of green. I remember having that when I played originally, and he just looked really cool. Simple headband. Stuff like that. Okay. Keep hearing the things that sound like thunder cracks. I don't think they are, though. It senses the majestic presence of a terrestrial avatar on the other side of the spatial displacement. Enter the displacement. Okay, here we are. Yes, it was, because you had to get people together. You had to gear up properly for level 30, 40, and 50. Yeah. This is going to be so nice to be able to actually get through this and actually know what's going on. Because the gaps, when I originally played, the gaps between getting the fights done were so huge, I basically forgot what you were supposed to do. Or what happened. So it's like, I need a refresher on what the story is. Okay. So get into our big fight here. And into more story. Huh? Where the heck is that scene coming from? This melody. Memoria de la Satona? The fact that I can play this in 60 FPS as well also helps. Makes everything look better. Oh, you look really cool, Bahamut. Not my favorite design of him, but how wonderful! I did not realize the Kulu still tread the soil of Vanadil. Almighty conqueror of the skies, I never imagined that my people would have the opportunity to stand before you once again. Yeah, certain cutscenes actually will bug out. I'm aware of that. Luckily, BG Wiki actually will point it out. Many millennia ago, when the gates of paradise were on the brink of opening, you sacrificed yourself and became the bar that held it shut. When I witnessed you fall to the North Sea, in the decades that passed since I arose from my sleep, I have never been as happy as I am this moment. I too feel the same, my Kulu companion. I will never forget the battles we fought, side by side. Over the centuries, the world has become cluttered with several new forms of man. However, if the Kulu still exists, then I can assume our pact remains intact. Our pact? Of course, the will of evil has unlocked the door to the abyssal nightmare, unleashing the Keeper of the Apocalypse. And the darkness brought forth by the Keeper shall signal the end of the age of man. Darkness? The emptiness? Yes, I recall the Dawn Maiden Yvonne giving that name to the darkness. She succeeded in locating the source of the emptiness that lies within all mortals and immortals. And then she created the terrible Chamber of Eventide and left it in his celestial capital. Chamber of Eventide? Wait, what the heck is this? Airships? Zalart! So it's not only the Kulu who have survived. Whoa, what was that? These guys don't look like anything I've seen before. Breesh? Things are starting to get a little crazy. I think it's time to make things a little bit more crazy. A lot more crazy. Girl. The fact that they named out Solart should immediately ring bells because we thought we had dealt with the last two. Apparently not. All right, these are called mammoths. Not the mammoths that we know and love. Ones that we don't particularly care about. Yesho! Dealt with. Simple. Surprise! Oh, heck yeah. Foolish children, you will never break free from the chains of Promathia. So I think we just got warped out. Not Bahamut. We have not given up hope. We are alive. We were born for the purpose of living. We have no idea where he is, but he's somewhere. Paradise of Altair is no more, and the history of the Zalart is at an end. But now people will be set free, free from the chains of Promathia. The name of the expansion! But we still don't know what any of it means. Goodbye, Vanadil. What has become of Bahamut? Seems he has transported himself elsewhere. But I believe he will return to that land. It is woven into the destiny of his kind. More importantly, Nagmalada, why did you go there? Was there something you wished to discuss with Bahamut alone? It was thanks to you that Bahamut slips through our fingers. Are you concerned because I am Kulu? And you still not accept the fact that your people has fallen as far as mine? Your stance is foolish, given that this obstinacy is proof of your denigration. I am not concerned for you. What concerns me is the welfare of the people living in this world of Vanadil. Is that so? Now that a certain personage has left this world, I would think there would be time for you to be concerned with others. We speak of our shortcomings, Nagmalada. You have failed 3 times. The issues concerning the boy must be resolved. Do not worry. I know how to deal with him. I have an idea of how to contain the emptiness as well. You're not serious? Okay. And we get kicked back to South Gusterberg, apparently. Jedith! Wake up, Jedith. This is no time for napping. Well, thank you for your concern, Parish. Maybe he's really dead. But a flying boat? That's a contraption that dragged me all the way to this dusty hell! Hey, wait up! Come back and fight like a man! Gotta remember, Tecnasia Safehold has been completely cut off from the real world, so seeing a flying airship, she doesn't know any different. Chapter 3, A Transient Dream. Didn't realize how blue the water is. So, we are back in South Gustburg, next to the lighthouse. Lighthouse that I really didn't run out to when I first came here, so... I think there's a quest out here to do something with the lighthouse. Anyway, let's head back into town and see if we can go find Preesh, because can't let her out of our sight for 1 minute. Otherwise, she'll fight the world. Now, something I've not been able to figure out, I guess I just haven't looked it up, is why some people's names are blue. I don't know if that's a setting that they have for it or what have you, but sometimes names are blue. Hey you, yeah, I've talked to you. Is that big hunk of junk yours? Huh? I said, is that thing yours? Don't make me repeat myself. You know what's good for you. This thing? Do you mean the airship? No, I mean the funny thing you're wearing on your head. Of course I mean the airship! Well, yes, the airship was built by the Republic's top engineer, Sid. Alright, where's the Sid guy? Come on, bring him on out. If you're looking for Sid, he should be in his laboratory in the metalworks. Got it. Now how the heck am I supposed to find this mental works place? Now, apparently there's some optional stuff in here. I remember that the airship was actually a little weird for Bastock, because you actually walk through here to go down to the port area, and then when you come back in, you come underneath and go up the stairs. Talk to Claus for a second. Recently, there have been reports of airship colliding with large, unidentified objects in the sky. Luckily, these incidents have been isolated and have not involved any commercial flights. However, if something's not done immediately, a terrible accident is bound to occur. Oh, great. It's the U.S.'s obsession with UAVs again. Huh. Anyway, we're going to go head off to the metalworks and talk to Sid. I'm hoping that we can run into Preesh and keep her from getting into more trouble. Metalworks. I want to get the second one, I think. Well, that was exciting. You're looking for that rude and crude little girl? We thought she might have been causing trouble, so we threw that vagrant into one of our holding cells. Lady Cornelia has been keeping the girl company. As Sid, have you sustained any injuries? I'm fine. But it's our little guest that I'm worried about. She seemed pretty confused and upset. I was going to let her rest a while before I tried talking to her. Oh, don't worry. She hasn't done anything wrong, and there will no plans for punishing her any further. She'll be let go once we sort a few things out. You know what she was yelling about earlier? All this nonsense about airships and worm kings. I couldn't make out heads or tails of it. Sid always looks weird because they make his teeth really obvious when he talks. What? Armored airships? But it's scientists? Well, scientists are probably the ones from Juno. As for the airships, all I can think of is that they might be the ones modified for battle during the Great War. But that project was canceled after the Allied forces defeated the Shadow Lord's armies. I know because I'm a member of the project. 20 years ago, I get this invitation from the Duke himself to work on a secret project for the Duchy. Minus myself and a few other scientists from Windurst, all the rest of the people assigned to the project are these creepy, pale-faced men in dark hooded robes. They rarely showed their faces in public. And from what I saw, the knowledge and technology they possessed was far superior to anything I'd ever seen anywhere in Vanadil. Why, the crystal propulsion unit that they had us develop was years ahead of its time. But it required an energy source more powerful than that which the 8 elemental crystals found in Vanadil could provide. What were the Genoan scientists using to power this unit? Where did they discover that power? I was determined to find out, so I started watching them every chance I got. It wasn't long before I noticed that they had been conducting a lot of strange experiments around the Crag of Dem, but I couldn't put my finger on exactly what they were doing. And now they've restarted the project. But why are they sending the airships to Tavnazia? To catch Bahamut, that's why. Sid, this is Preesh. She's feeling much better than she was before. I think she's ready to talk. Thanks, Cornelia. So, Preesh, first, let me apologize for keeping you locked up for so long. No hard feelings, all right? But I need you to tell me, who is this Bahamut you keep talking about? Oh, you mean the Worm King? Well, everything was all fine and dandy until one day, all of a sudden, this huge dragon appeared over my hometown. We were going to meet this dragon, try to knock some sense into him, when out of nowhere, a huge airship contraption with all these guns and cannons flies up. We were right in the middle of giving the guys from that ship a sound beating until, poof, I'm warped to this place. What? You were actually fighting against the Duchy? Hey, we weren't just going to sit there and let them kill Bahamut. Anyway, it was Juno who took the first shots. If I only had a little more time, I could have found out what the Worm King meant when he was talking about the Keeper of the Apocalypse. Keeper of the Apocalypse. I've heard that name somewhere before. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I can sense that something big is going down. Same time as the teleport of Dem shattered, I heard the report of a giant dragon appeared over the sea north of Juno. If that dragon was actually Bahamut, then we can conclude that the two events are somehow connected. Then that's all the more reason to get back to Reavern and try meeting with the Worm King one more time. Come on, let's head for Juno. Juno? After all that's happened, why would you want to go there? I've got no friend who works at the Toshoto. If I ask him, he'll be more than happy to ready a boat back to Tavnazia. Well, I'll be seeing you guys around. Thanks for all the hospitality. Hey, wait! How do you plan to travel to Juno? Do you even know how far it is? Sheesh. Okay, so. Up, and here's the britches again. Little britches, stinky britches. Is that rich britches? It's itchy britches. Oh, grab the elevator. Ah, boo. Just a touch too slow. Something tells me one of those characters is going through the story again, and they've got their alts going for them. The fact there's only 3 of them means the guy's probably working on getting his alts all set up. So, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, let's travel to Lower Juno. Wait right there. You must be extremely confident or extremely stupid to stroll back in a Juno like this, Jedith. We just received final authorization from your home nation. You are under arrest. The charge is treason. Whoa, okay. How's a man supposed to sit back and enjoy a nice glass of Opal brew with all this commotion? Now, is someone going to tell me what is going on here? Although I apologize for my sudden intrusion. We are not here to cause any trouble for your business. We have only come to escort this criminal back to the palace. Criminal? Ah, it's the dead guy. Hey, it's me. Don't you remember? Whoa! Wolfgang. Take a look around you. Does this look like a courthouse? This is my home, and all those in my home are my guests. You wouldn't be calling my guests criminals now, would you? Although this adventurer is not just some petty thief, he is suspected of committing treason against the duchy. If you're thinking of harboring this menace to society, the local guard will be forced to take action. Action? If you want to see some action, try laying a finger on one of my guests. You never change, Aldo. Adventurer, if you know what's good for you, you'll come to the Grand Palace and turn yourself in once you're finished here. Don't even think about running. The warrant for your arrest has already been sent out across Vanadil. There's nowhere to hide, Jedith. Wolfgang, you absolute prude. Wow, so you are a criminal. Let me guess. They dumped you on Tavnazia as part of your punishment, right? So what did you do? Robbery? Murder? Both? I see you two know each other. Yeah, this shabby-looking adventurer washed up dead on my private beach. I helped him bring it back to life. Hey, wait a minute. Aldo, why not ask this guy? He'll tell you I'm not a liar. All right, Jed, is it true that a small group of survivors has been living on the southern tip of Tavnazia for the past 20 years? See? Now do you believe me? This thick-headed buffoon wouldn't listen to a word I had to say. Some strange girl comes breaking down my door, screaming the name of my father, Altana rest his soul. What was I supposed to do? What were you supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? The only person I could trust, heck, the only person I knew on the mainland, was Grezzo. He told me that anytime I was in trouble, he and the Tichola would help me out. But now he's gone, and... Oh well, you'll still get us a boat so we can go home, right? That's not exactly going to be as easy as it sounds. I still have nautical maps charting the way to the Sea Lion's Den, but they're outdated. Currents in that area have changed a lot over the past 20 years. I have to take one heck of a navigator to make it to Tavnazia in one piece, but then again, I only employ the best of the best. You may be in luck. Just a few days ago, another customer came to me asking to take him to Tavnazia. I was ready to tell him no as well, until I saw a bag of gill he was offering. Another customer? Why would anyone else want to go to Tavnazia? I don't know. I'm not in the business of asking questions, young lady. As long as I get paid, I could care less what he does over there. And I don't care if you tag along, but that's not for me to decide. You'll have to get the customer's permission. Oh well, as much as I was looking forward to a private cruise, I guess I can't complain. How thoughtful. And you, Jeth, why don't you go back to Tavnazia as well? We could lay low there for a while until Wolfgang's cooled off. No way! Jeth, if you're a real man, you'll march your butt to the Grand Duke Palace and face your crimes. Tough on everyone but yourself, I see. Very well. Take some time to prepare the ship. I will send a messenger when everything is ready. Until then, why don't you take a look around the city? Got it. Thanks, Aldo. All right. It's now time to have some fun. See ya, Jeth. Maybe we can get together again sometime, if you're still alive. Jeez, what a headache. Well, it looks like you should probably turn yourself in. This may be the only chance to try and prove your innocence. Well, I did smack up to, a couple of their mammoths. Probably should say sorry for the property damage, but... To be honest, in all reality, they couldn't hold me. In prison for theft or treason or whatever for any reason, because I would just smash my way out. But that's just between you and me, huh? So, let's see. So I think I have to do a handful of quests before I continue on. Actually, I'm not sure. I need to look those up. Give me a second here. I want to look these up just really quick. Nope, these are all different. These are quests that are unlocked that require this mission to get done, so never mind. We were going to be wondering when you would arrive, Jedith. The Duke Acarius is meeting a messenger from the east as we speak. When she's finished, you will be next. Until then, you shall be kept in custody. So, who's the Duke? Because Camelino's gone. Ah, this woman. I apologize for the absence of the Grand Duke Camelino. I, Esheltarn, shall serve in his stead. I hear that you've come from the Eastern Empire to ask something of our nation. State your name and your request. I am Tenzin, born and raised in the Far East. I serve as samurai under the mighty dynasty. Lady Esheltarn, may I ask why my audience was not met by the Duke himself? Even after the defeat of the Shadow Lord, the Grand Duke has been overwhelmed with his duties to the people of this land. However, you need not worry. I will take the responsibility of relaying your words directly to Lord Camelino. These two shall be witness to that. While short, my message is not a simple one. It is critical that the Duke fully understands the grave nature of the situation that lies before us. What I'm about to say does not only affect my homeland, but the countries to the south and west, as well as this fair land. Emptiness is closing in. It has already appeared in the far reaches of the Eastern Empire. I assume that the same is true of the outlying areas in the southern and western lands. The phenomenon started small, but in recent months has begun to grow, like sap oozed slowly from a tree. The emptiness spreads across my country, swallowing whole the hills and forests. As it approaches, the children begin to dream. When it arrives, it does not be long before the adults, too, begin to dream. Dream is always the same. It tells us the Keeper of the Apocalypse will soon appear and bring with him the end of Vana'diel. Keeper of the Apocalypse. A frightening name, is it not? The report of this darkness, this emptiness, is not news to us. In recent weeks, there have been reports of similar phenomena occurring in the areas around Juno. However, these reports state that the emptiness, as you call it, is localized. That is why we have chosen to withhold this information from the public until it can be further researched. If it is true that the emptiness has begun to spread, though, an imminent investigation may be necessary. Shall the Duchy prepare a team? You do not know why the emptiness has appeared? Unfortunately, our scientists have not yet come up to any concrete conclusions. If your empire has any definite data, we would be delighted to hear it. Are you suggesting that the cause of the emptiness may be found in my land? Do not tell me that you are unaware of the 5 shards of legend rest here. Do not tell me that you are unaware of the power of the 5 shards that protects Vana'diel from the emptiness. Tenzin of the East, you are very straightforward with your accusations. Let me see. You feel that Juno is the cause of the emptiness's growth. You feel that our attempts to harness the power of the crystals have resulted in the spread of the darkness. Am I correct? Well, I am sorry to say that you are quite mistaken. Juno is fully aware of the power that the crystals radiate forth. 5 shards, the mother crystals, are what support our world. We, the Duchy, have taken it upon ourselves to inherit the will of the ancients, protect the Zillartan ruins and the crystals they hold. We have kept this information from the nations of Bastok, Windurst, and Sandoria to shield the mother crystals from those who may wish to wrongly use their powers for personal gain. Oh, the irony in such statements. I see that the Eastern Empire has learned of the crystal's existence, and therefore we can no longer trust you either. Juno cannot allow the power of the mother crystals to fall into the hands of those who may exploit it. My country's only wishes to prevent the emptiness from taking away any more than it already has. Seeing with your own eyes, the darkness drained the life from your homeland. I can understand why you may not agree with our nation's stance. Very well, I can tell you one thing. The Duchy is currently in search of a boy. This boy is thought to be connected to some way to the emptiness. Even though he is not one of us, he has already found a way into 3 of the Zalardan ruins, the emptiness following in his path. We here believe that this boy is the keeper of the apocalypse of which you speak. A boy? Could he be a messenger from another nation? That we do not know. However, Wolfgang, show the adventurer in. This adventurer was with the boy when he appeared near the mother crystals. He hails from the nation of Sandoria. Sandoria? What could the king be conspiring? Of course, the kingdom has denied all ties to the boy. As has this adventurer. However, if we learn that Sandoria is behind this threat to the mother crystals and the well-being of all those residing on Vanadil, whether allies or not, Juno will be forced to take action against the nation. We will destroy them. But this is still nothing more than speculation. If we had the time to conduct a proper investigation, it would be the first thing we did. Unfortunately, time is one luxury we do not have. And that's why we must capture the boy immediately to learn of what he knows. Exactly, and that's why I offer you a chance. A chance to prove your nation's true intentions by joining this battle to save your nation. No, all of Vanadil. Adventurer, travel to the 4th crystal and wait for the boy. When he arrives, capture him and bring him here. Unlike the first 3 crystals, the 4th lies deep beneath Vanadil's surface, somewhere below the glaciers of the Northlands. 30 years ago, an allied expedition visited the Northlands. If you could find one of the original members, you may be able to obtain some valuable information. Promathia M. Mastal of the Knights Mastal in Sandoria. Iru Kiru from the Rhinostery in Windurst. Mithril Musketeer Captain Ulrich from Bastok. Lord Jetheth, please forgive my hasty departure earlier. I had some time to reflect on my journey. It's about the emptiness threatening to consume my land. I surmise that is immediately connected to this destructive force that now threatens to claim the future, just as Gilgamesh was telling me in Nord. The emptiness will have doubtlessly spread from the Far East, its tendrils stretching ever westward. I would ask Ira to tell me what she knows. Oh, so this is jumping immediately into Rhapsodies of Vanadil. So that's what happened there. Forgive me for keeping you waiting, Master. Sir Tenzin, the pleasure is mine. I am so glad to see you again. Again? Well, this is the first time we... Ah, but of course, you mean to say that we have met in the future. You are the very reason I'm able to stand here today. My tears flowed like rains when last we parted. You mean to say that I was swallowed up into the emptiness? You mean, not just you, everyone. I thought myself better prepared for this. So such a future does come to pass. Then that means I failed. Sir Tenzin, lift your head. In my era, you and the Master were revered as heroes of the highest caliber. It's not any failure on your behalf. When darkness poured forth from the crystal, there was nothing you could have done to stop it. Oh, excuse me. Secluded on that small island, I was unable to stem the rising tide, and the world was torn asunder. Heavens be good. There's only one thing we can do. We must protect our world. Lord Jetheth, Lady Ira. Future is ours for the taking. I swear to fight until I have drawn my last breath. Whoa! What? Does it mean to absorb the fire burning in my heart? No, Sir Tenzin, your passion has brought new life unto the orb. Would that be, or that it were sufficient, but the light remains ever pale. You have yet to meet this with Lady Preesh, correct? Master, when you recounted tales of your exploits, Lady Preesh was a prominent figure, but oft waxed lyrical of how her prowess was beyond compare. Preesh, who is this woman of whom you speak? Ah, so two of you have yet to cross paths. This would explain why the orb is scarce as bright as a torch. Lady Preesh has but recently arrived in Juneau. Permit me to seek her out and lead her to the port. Our next destination is clear to us. Okay, so we are back to doing Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. I know about this point we'd be actually getting back into it, but I didn't expect it to immediately go like that. So, Master, the fire in Sir Tennant's heart is evident. I must meet with Preesh without delay. I must confess that the only reason I am standing here today is to aid you. Is that to receive a benevolent obeisance when you and Sir Tenzin visit me on Risenjima during the ultimate conflict. Yet I must reiterate that I do not exist in this era. My presence has caused the wheel of fate to spin, and I fear that it may not come to rest in an advantageous position. Yet should you remain ever flinching as you tackle this most arduous of journeys, then perhaps my appearance here matters not, and you will be able to lead us to a brighter future. Master, I shall head to the port while you search for Lady Preesh. Please, let me rest here until we meet Lady Preesh. Okay, and that gives me Tenzin Alter Ego 2, which is what I want. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and zone down to... Let's see. The next one is Road Forks. Okay, doesn't conflict with anything here. Let's go ahead and see if we can find Preesh now. Current region, Port Juneau. And we want to go to where? Just go to Port Juneau, it says. Doesn't say how. Yo, Jeth, I hauled tail as soon as I heard. This creepy old coot rushes in and starts babbling about dying world this, dark future that. Ugh, all I could do just not smack him right in the kisser. The blood rushed to my head and now it's pounding like I just ran face first into a wall. Ah, well that solves the mystery of this obnoxious prattling. Then this whole emptiness thing's got to be connected, right? You mean to say that it's our destiny to send it packing? Unfortunately, although Ira can see the grand picture, there are many details that escape her. The one most familiar with the situation is he who came after her. He's an ambassador from the Void guy, yeah. I've had half a mind to rip this mask from his scrawny little neck and expose him for the sham he is. Would that our paths had crossed, but I know only his name, and that Lord Jeth and Lady Ira sparred with him. And, did you pop him a new one? He was fearsome. Gotta show idiots like that who's boss. Next time, the pounding will come right from me. It's no time for nonsense. The man that calls forth voids is at will. Wait, there's something desperately wrong. Ah! There's no need for concern, Lady Preesh. Same thing happened earlier. The orb filling with light. This is what Iro was mentioning, is it not? Yeah, sorry about that. Ugh. I thought the dang thing was trying to rip my soul from my body. Lady Preesh, I assure you no such thing would occur. As long as I'm still in one piece, I couldn't give a flying fig. I'm gonna say flying fig from now on. That's great. Let's track back a minute to where we could find this Ira of yours. She had promised to be here. You suppose something happened to her? She didn't seem well. So you're saying that she let it hurl? That can't be good. A priestess calling is to remain sheltered in her cloister and pray to the gods. And now she might be lost in the most bustling of towns. I must find her before something happens. I should probably head off to find her too. Maybe she made her way to Lower Juno? Okay, let's go to Upper Juno, it seems. While we're here, I am going to go ahead and toss some seals into storage. Break to Shemu, and let's throw in here all but one. Awesome. So we're going to go a place. So we're going to a place called the Marble Bridge at F7. Apparently, you have to do a quest or something to actually normally have access to this. But we don't have to do it for this mission. Thank goodness. Coins often loosen lips at taverns and markets, but to turn up empty-handed, where could she have gone? Jedith, is that? That's him. Thud. Jeez. Stand strong. Oh, I just got knocked out. Back, cur. You came from Iora's future. I know not why you seek to spread the emptiness, but you will have to go through my plague first. I cannot be destroyed. Let the darkness fill thy soul. There is no other way. The reckoning is at hand, and you, Tenzin, will lead them there. Lady Iora! Okay, so he grabbed something from me. Ira, come back to us. The ambassador shall not go unpunished. He took it. He took it from me. Took what? The blessing. Phoenix's blessing. No. No! This blade I wield also contains the blazing life force of the Avatar Phoenix. I could feel Phoenix flare up upon meeting Iroha. I cannot say that Phoenix itself is complete. Yet my blade sings the praises of that young woman, feeling that the future she may be Phoenix incarnate. Though only a portion of its energy was entrusted to it. Let there be no doubt. In the future, Phoenix will be fully revived. The awe is indescribable. This is no time to wax poetic. Once whole, Phoenix's life force will be without peer, and not even the greatest darkness can overcome it. Not even the emptiness that strangles the Far East. Jeth, seeing that what happened to Iowa, and knowing what my blade has told me, there's only one logical conclusion. We must wrest Phoenix's blessing back from the Ambassador of the Void. What do you suggest? Phoenix Blade, please guide us to these in these bleak times. Why are you two sitting there having a little tea party? My fists are achy for a workout. And you know why? Because I laid hands on that creepy masked guy. He kept yammering something about being surprised to cross paths again, that I haven't changed at all. I've never seen that worthless piece of trash in my life. The masked man? Tell us, where did he go? I do not know, but he muttered something about an astral incandescence. I gave him a couple good chops next time he shows his face around here. He might have been alone, but that decisive tone of voice definitely was talking with someone. An astral incandescence. The name is not altogether unfamiliar. It is a special type of instrument found in the lands of Ottergon. For years, I have been aching to study one, but I never had cause to visit the Empire. What now? What's that? Can you eat it? Yes, we must make haste. One of my disciples found out that Shoto and Lower Juno can offer a safe passage there. Definitely. Let us waste not a breath. I've got a couple errands to take off here, but save me a piece of that masked bugger for later. Can't help but wonder if someone, or something, is controlling him. Jeth, may your journey be a safe one. I feel like Olmia should be the voice of like automated voice you'd get in like a car or a GPS. May your journey be a safe one. So apparently the next one I have to go to Ottergon. Oh, but it looks like I can actually, if you have access to Ottergon Whitegate. Okay, so we might actually be unlocking briefly how to get into Ottergon. Normally wouldn't be doing this until oh, just got the gold armor. Give me a second here. Ah, Parade Cuirass. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead and do a little thing here and see how far we get. Back to Juno. Lower Juno. Moghouse. There we go. So, Ottergon Whitegate is the location for the third expansion, which we will get into very heavily after Change to Promathia. I'll talk to Gebby here. Oh, inside the June. Oh, never mind. I'm fine. Hang on. Inside the Tenshoto area itself. We need to talk to Farcel. Being part of the Tenshoto means you'll sell your soul for the right amount of gil. Besides, taking risks is good for business, I always say. This time, we have got a special customer, so we ain't go prattling off the details of their request to just anyone. Any wind of such a thing could make our client a mite angry. We certainly wouldn't want that. That's why I have been mixing up the orders with random bits of information, giving out mere snippets at a time. Those of you with sense should be able to put it all together, is what I think. I dare say I think you may fit in that category as well. Anyway, that's how things are standing at the moment. Well, what needs you? Speak up now. It's for sale. What I got wrong about you. Anyway, if you want to buy goods, hop on over to Gebo the Mohohe at the entrance, or just talk to the two at the counter. That's what I have to say to you. Now get out of here and let me do my business in peace. think that was a different cutscene. Don't need nothing. What in the blazes are you doing hanging around here in the first place? Okay. Maybe I misread this. Oh, there's another option. Ah. Why? I must see you're even brighter than you look. You got here the same way, didn't you? Lately, people have been strewing about Tenshoto invites like there's no tomorrow, so a lot of Tenshoto members don't know that trick. Of course, me and the boss are on a whole different plane of thinking. Still, the notion of seeing the unseen was one of the main draws of the Tenshoto for me in the beginning. I've got high hopes for you. Eh? Ah, sorry, I left out the most important part, didn't I? Sorry to leave you hanging there. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah, the Empire of Ottergon. You want to see the Near East, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. I'm gonna go. I appreciate your honesty. You know the ships at Mora used to transport prospective mercenaries to the Near East? If you want to climb aboard one of those vessels, you gotta get through none other than the Tenshoto here. Receive a request from the Empire herself. Getting those ships to port was a royal pain. We finally managed to bargain a cheap price for some rickety old vessels, and you don't care. Sorry about that. A man's got events sometimes. Anyway, you should know by now how things work around here. If you want something, you have to bring me something I want first. And if you aren't in the mood to scavenge up what I want, you can always cough up the gill instead. Of course, that would be the quickest. Let's make this explanation brief, shall we? You see, prices are a mite different in the Near East. Something that sells for a gill a dozen here might be a luxury item in Ottergon. Jumping straight to the point now, I want you to bring me some common items from this side of Vanadale, and I'll give you the boarding permit in exchange. The more you bring me, the better. I have put together a few items to take a look at it. I will leave it to you which you bring me. Ah, yes, and there's Gil too. Righto. You can buy your way if you choose. If you decide to go the Gil route, I will need 500,000 Gil up front. There's nothing for adventurers nowadays, right? You can always consider it a price of failure. So what will it be? I'll read the list now, so decide which set budget, make note of what you need. Where's Tenzin? Ah, yes, Tenzin mentioned that you might be passing through. Hello, Aldo. The ambassador set his sights on Ottergon, no? Given that you're trying to save the world, I'll let you board for free. Rather magnanimous, wouldn't you say? Boss, you can't possibly mean that these freeloaders go without paying a single Gil. Tenzin left more than enough to cover our friend here. Remember that huge fuss he made? You know what they say, you can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose, but you can't. So give him a boarding permit and be done with it. Forcel just tried to upsell us one. Good day to you. You can have your boarding permit now. With this, you can ride to the Near East from the port of Mora. I have to tell you up front, though, that the high seas are a dangerous place. I can't risk your safety, so travel at your own risk. If I were you, I'd be praying for that ship to simply stay afloat. Okay. Now, here's the question. Is it actually beneficial to go now or go later? So, give me 1 minute here and let me look through the quest stuff to see what we're going to do. Ah, so it looks like at this point, you have to get at least mission 12 in the Ottergon storyline. So we're stuck with, so we're done with stuff right here. So there's some options here. It says if you have completed the Treasure of Argon missions, you can continue on. If you have not yet completed all of them, but you have started mission 12. If you have not started the Treasures of Argon, you will have permission with the placeholder mission to continue. Okay. I would like to hold off on that for now. So, even though we could continue on. I would like to hold off on that. Because, frankly, I would like to give us some context going into Aragon rather than going completely free whim and kind of leave you guys hanging, because I'll also leave myself hanging a bit. Because even though I've done a little bit of Aragon, I don't remember any of it. So we're going to hold off on that, and we're going to continue on the path of James Promathia like I had planned. So, the next thing we need to do... So, we must first locate the 4th Mother Crystal. And we have to go find the people to talk to. Okay, so we're going to head back to North Sandoria. Just got a little pressure in my skull, and I don't know why. Headphones aren't too tight, so I can't imagine why I'll be feeling this. So. Oh, Olmia's here. So this is the Sandorian Cathedral. Together with the Tavnesian Cathedral, they form the pillars of our faith. If anyone is truly attempting to open the gates of paradise, I am certain it is someone in there. Oh, that's the chateau. Sorry, Fari. I accidentally walked in here by mistake. Please let me out. Bum ba 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 do. Okay, Almia. Make sure you don't get into trouble. Okay, who are we needing to talk to? We need to go talk to Arnau. Have you lost your way to the path of life? Come, listen to our sermon. Let us be your guide to the light of paradise. What is this? You wish to know of the multinational expedition and its search for the gate of the gods. This is quite odd. Not but a few moments ago, another came asking the same questions. I believe her name was Olmia. Is she an acquaintance of yours? Yes. I see. Olmia too wished to learn more of the gate of the gods, so I can recommend that she attend the upcoming sermon on the subject. Yes, by all means, you may attend as well. My sermon will begin momentarily. Eschew all desires and embrace Altana. Only then will she bless you in her glory. That is all for today's sermon. May paradise open its gates to you. I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to hear your sermon. However, there are still many things I do not understand. Would you be so kind to spare a few moments to answer my questions? Of course, my child. What is it you wish to know? When I was young, I often heard the stories of paradise, a legendary land where the gods slumber, a gate leading to that land discovered by the ancients. However, according to the stories I heard, the ancients angered the Twilight God by attempting to open the forbidden gate. As punishment, he cast a terrible curse upon them all. If this hideous tale is true, then why is the Sandorian Cathedral attempting to convince people that we should open the gates? Or has the cathedral discovered a method to soothe the wrath of the gods? I must assume that you are not of our kingdom. That is correct. I was born of the Marquisate of Tanasia and baptized by the Tavnasian Cathedral. Our church, too, teaches of the gate of the gods, the gates of paradise. However, we are told it is a line that the children of Vanadil have been forbidden to cross, exact opposite of what the Sandorian Cathedral teaches. The past 20 years, we have searched tirelessly for an entrance to paradise. And it is during that search we realized that the only path to soothing the Twilight's god's wrath is to eschew all desire and embrace Altana. That is all? I apologize, but I must prepare for my next sermon. If you wish to learn more, inquire with one of the high priests. It is the life work of our missionaries to enlighten. May that lead you in the direction of truth. So, he kind of brushed us off, but he at least gave us a lead. Now we need to talk to Chazelvaj, who is in here. Chazelvaj. Welcome, travelers. Even after listening to the Visqua's sermon, you still have questions regarding paradise. Very well. Please step this way, and I will try to quench your thirst for knowledge. And we're down in the basement, I believe. This is the cathedral reliquary. It was built in remembrance of one of our former papsket, Mujavat P. Cotere. During his papacy, the Pavske devoted himself to healing the wounds in the hearts of man, wounds left by the flames of war. Dawn Goddess watched over him and his work and blessed him with her glory. However, this is not all she gave him. Before his passing, Altana showed the Pavske the path to paradise. The path to paradise? Yes, his final words told us to obtain paradise, one must eschew all desire and embrace the Dawn Goddess. For many years, we believed that this is the path to paradise, and gates guarding it were things that actually existed on Vanadil. The cathedral scoured through the ancient tomes and documents in our vaults, went to war with other nations. I've heard that Sandori even attacked the Tavnasian Cathedral. All this to find a paradise that was only meant to exist in our hearts. Instilling fear to find a land where mankind could live without fear. This paradox ultimately put this distance between us and Altana. But thanks to the teachings of Mushavate, we have realized that the error of our ways and thus made it our mission to enlighten our brothers and sisters regarding the true path to paradise. Do you understand? Yes, I believe I do. However, I have one last question. How are we to break free from the curse of the Twilight God? That is forbidden to speak of the abhorrent one. Of all things, you should know this well, child of Tavnasia. Travelers, you need not worry. It is our duty to serve Altana and introduce her blessed light to the unfortunate masses. If we follow the teachings of the Dawn Goddess and do not stray from the path of righteousness, the chains of evil will be broken and the gates of paradise will open. Yes, I see now. Thank you very much for your kindness in explaining this all to us. No, you need not thank me. I'm simply pleased to know that you now understand the truth behind paradise. Wait, you said you seek the royal knight Frogmaj Mistal, did you not? If I'm not mistaken, I recall a section of Jugnar Forest known as Carpenter's Landing being owned by the Knights Mistale. I do not believe you will be able to reach the manor, but you may find some of his hands by the water collecting firewood. Okay, so a little bit more world building, a little bit more lore, and off to Carpenter's Landing. I went to Carpenter's Landing once before. I believe this was for the Red Mage artifact armor quests. And I went there one other time to try and find an enemy to drop a magic spell that I was missing. Didn't find it. Didn't find the spell. So, but I believe I made a way to get to Carpenter's. I think. No, don't need Zokheim. I need. No, it would have been Zokheim. Or maybe not. Actually, it wouldn't be here. It would be through one of the books. Through a survival guide. So let's go to that. Norvalin. There we go. Carpenter's Landing. Off we go. Ah, I'm not in the right area. Oh, we're fairly close, though. There we go. There's our entrance. Go to the right and stay to the right. Hang on. Where's the other Carpenter's Landing entrance? It's over that way. Okay. I'm kind of surprised that they put stag beetles here. They didn't put spiders instead. I mean, look at all of these webs. You clearly think there would be a spider here. I mean, there's these spider wasps. Okay, so we need to find Gilmond. Should be right around here. There he is. Knight's Pistol? Just like everyone else, a maggot looking for a scandal. Well, it's time to squish another worm. How could you defeat? Come, strike me down. I'm not afraid of death. There's nothing I want more than to die in the service of my master. Stop this foolishness. Sir Lawrence! You truly feel your actions here today would please Count Fromage. Noble adventurer, please forgive this man. The Knights Mistal was once a proud family of knights, until certain happenings within the kingdom left the Count's name scarred with disgrace. The family vowed revenge. However, without a target for that revenge, they were never able to prove their innocence, and their nobility was stripped from them. As you are quite aware, Sandoria is a country built upon honor. 30 years have passed since that ill fate befell the Knights Mistal, but the contempt towards the family remains. And now I'm just an old man. What answers have you come in search for today? What do you wish to know of the Count? Ah, the multinational expedition to the Northlands. What were they searching for? I assume their purpose was to investigate the gates of paradise. Detailed information on the subject can more than be likely found in the Sandorian Cathedral. However, even if they did exist, not even a marquis, let alone a count, could lay his eyes on the documents without direct permission from the Papsque. Though things were quite different when the cathedral was led by the former Papsque, Wishavante. Wishavante P. Corsare has strong ties with Count Cafale. While the Count passed away many years ago, his wife, Hinari, still lives along in their manor in southern South Doria. Perhaps she knows something that may be of use to you. If you mention my name, she should be delighted to assist you. Take my words, adventurer, in exchange for the forgiveness of this old man's sins. Until we meet again. Unfortunately, I don't remember the significance of Luverence. So it might be a little bit of a stinker there. Anyway. Let us make our way back to Sandoria. I'm enjoying Chains of Promathia. I had forgotten quite a bit of what had happened. I do remember the fight against the mammoths, which was the last big fight that we did. And I forgot how much of a brat that Preesh is. Yeah, we did a little Rhapsodies of Vana'diel until we kind of hit the Ottergon section. We're going to hold off on that until we finish up Chains of Promathia and get into Ottergon itself. So, fully into Chains of Promathia set. Good to see you again, Seth. I've also switched things out. I'm now playing Samurai, and I now have some ambuscade gear. And the proper 119 stuff. Though, from what I've been able to tell, I'm going to be kind of stuck on getting gear until much later on when I can get Odyssey and Delve and stuff like that. But at some point, we'll get back to doing the Samurai Artifact equipment. And I'll work on doing that. We will jump through doing Dynamas at some point so I can get the Relic gear. And then we'll eventually get to Abyssia where I can get the Empyrean gear, and then we can work on upgrading that stuff. I've not looked into what is required to upgrade that stuff. I know it's a bunch of things, but it's a lot of later content. I know that if you get to +3 and +4, you have to do Dynamis Divergence, which is kind of the latest. Well, it's not the latest content, but it's kind of the more recent content. So I've also been working on getting more merit point stuff like you had suggested. So right now I've got up to 38 points of merits. So yeah, when I'm getting up, I'm now going to be heading into Esha and doing stuff like that to get merit points and finish that up and kind of throw the merit points to my character. As Reforged 2 +2 went on. Okay. Don't care about that. Care about this. Okay, so we need to go to teleportation. Back to Sandoria. Sandoria. Da, da, da. Anyway, as of right now, really the story is kind of the main draw right now. So I'm doing things off stream, but eventually we'll get to the point where we're just tackling story pretty strongly in the streams and getting more stuff unlocked so then I can actually do stuff otherwise. Okay, South Sandoria. Current region, South Sandoria. Probably go here. B6, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a literal manor on the outside, so. Good to know. Get my items really quick. Okay. And while we're here, I can go ahead and throw in those. Almond, Limbus, and yep. Yep, all that stuff. So this is a section of South Centauri I've not been to. And frankly, I don't remember. Okay, that just looks like a piece of colonial art there. You say you've met with Luverance? How was the young fellow? I see. He rarely visits anymore. I must have been so worried. If anything were to happen to him, my late husband would be devastated. The international expedition? I have not heard that name for 30 years. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. Back then, my husband and I lived in a manor just outside of the village of Laval, though I think the area is called Avoy now. There was a monastery in the center of the village. When Mushavat, the Papske of the time, visited the monastery, he would often stop by our residence. I recall His Holiness mentioning that the expedition was called to ascertain certain information brought forth by the Bastocan government. At that time, the Humes claimed that there was a powerful force of some sort hidden deep within the forbidden Northlands. Of course, the Popske could not fully believe the stories of those conniving Bastalkers. However, it was my husband who suggested that this powerful force could be the gates of paradise. Lady Hinnery, so you mean to say the cathedral has located the gates? Why, it is... Oh, how our little guest from Tafnasia has grown, and just look at how beautiful you've become. I can assume that this adventurer is your acquaintance. I apologize for my intrusion, Lady Hinnery. When I heard you speak of the gates of paradise, I could not control myself. It is all right, my child. I am just so overwhelmed. I had never imagined that we would meet again. What has it been, 20 years? Yes, and I must have once again expressed my greatest thanks for the kindness you showed me then. Oh, such a display of humility is not necessary. According to Milderon Sigulame, you were a very special guest. I can still hear her words. Please welcome into your home the well-renowned minstrel, Lady Olmia. You were so young. I wondered how and when you become world-renowned. It was then you told me that you were traveling with the Cardinal as you wished to see Vanadil. Oh, yikes. 5.5 million? Jeez. Again, I apologize. Yes, I remember now. Was there not another young lady with you? Oh, I am so sorry. I was not thinking. I did not realize that she... No, that is all right. She is still alive. She managed to escape the flames of the war with me. Oh, so it was so relieving to hear that another child of Vanadil has been blessed by the light of the Dawn Goddess. Yes, things were much better 30 years ago when both Mushavate and Mildorian were still with us. They would sit in the study with my husband and chatter till the wee hours of the morning, discussing the existence of the gates of paradise. Lady Hinnery, would it be too much to ask you what you know of the gates? The reason I have traveled from Tavnesi is to inquire at the cathedral on the subject. The explanation given to the masses was more vague and misleading than any of my canticles. I've heard tales that the explanation was a message from Altana, given to the Papske on his deathbed. However, I have also heard much to contradict this. Please, tell me if there is more to the story. Olmia, paradise is a beautiful place. A magnificent place with neither death nor fear. Once my village was attacked by the orcs, the bloody hands of destiny ripped my husband away from me. The faith in paradise that the Papske distilled in me, that is what saved my life. You sing the words of your heart, Olmia. You should know that truth is not what always saves us. But it is the only thing that offers salvation, then there's nothing more important. Cardinal Mildorian told me that the courage to face the truth is what will ultimately save us. The Cardinal said that? Very well. There's one thing that His Holiness mentioned when I visited him after he had fallen ill. I was forced to abandon the truth. Abandon the truth? I took on his face when he told me that this was a man who was standing at the gates of the afterlife. I did not have the courage to ask him what he meant by his words. I cannot know if the truth, which the Pavske spoke of, had any relation to the gates of paradise. However, it was not long after this meeting that Cardinal Mildurian revoked his own nobility and disappeared from the kingdom. Now that I think of it, this event may have some relation with Mashavant's words. Cardinal revoked her nobility? When did this occur? Nearly 20 years ago, of course. I believe it was just a few days after the orc surprise attack on the Marquisate. Did you know why? Did you not know? No, I did not. I thought Cardinal Milderon was a victim of the assault. Last time I saw, she was standing at Tepnasia as it crumbled and burned. It seems as if the light of Altana has blessed the Cardinal as well. Yes, it does. Lady Hinnery, do you happen to know where she was heading after revoking her nobility? That I do not know. However, I did hear that the cathedral has sent a knight to investigate her whereabouts. That knight's name is Luverance, one of the direct descendants of the former knights Mistale. I say former because the family has stripped of his royalty years ago. It said that Luverance himself was once a member of the Royal Knights. Abandon the truth. Is that truth connected in some way with Gates of Paradise, or could it be something else? Truth of the expedition, perhaps? And Cardinal Mildarian. I knew she was still alive, but if it is true, why has she not returned to Tepnasia? Has she forgotten about us? About me? Well, the story thickens a little bit. Like pea soup. Anyway, the next area. Give me a second here. I need to look this up. It looks like we're heading to Windurst next. Good. Been a while since I've been in Windurst. Nope, wrong set. We need to go to Windurst Waters for a cutscene. That's right. These three got warped out, so they're all here in Windurst! Oh ho! Ho 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 ho! So this is our homeland? Nope, this is our daddy's homeland. Nah, you're wrong. It's our mom's homeland. Which means this is our homeland too? You're hopeless. These little brats. Jeez. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, me too. Let's go look for our father. Dad? Daddy? Our father would be a genius just like us. Our dad would be powerful just like us. Our daddy would be someone really important. Father! Daddy! Dad! Ah, great. And the quest for this is called The Comedy of Errors, Act 1. Okay, so we need to find the rhinoceros. You're on Oran. E5. Around and run this way. Federal Magic Reserve, huh? Okay, so apparently he gives off multiple quests, so we might have to talk to him a few times. I'm in the wrong area. E5. Is he in the back area here? Not behind the house. Oh! Hang on a second. I misread this. Here's who we're looking for. What's that? You want to know about the Allied expedition? Irokiru, a researcher from the Rhinostery, was the representative from Windurst. He was banished from the Rhinostery and lost part of his life somewhere in the Outlands. If you want to know more about him, you should have a chit-chat with Dr. Yoran Oran in Windurst Walls. I'm not sure he'll be willing to tell you what Irokiru was researching, mind you. Probably super-duper confidential information. Other guy had a speech impediment, maybe? I'm not sure. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, we'll go there. Can I help Ethy you? I'm Yoran Oran, former Ministry of the Rhinostry. Father! Dad, we missed you! Daddy, your beautiful children are here! What, Ethy? What's the meaning of this bargaining Ethy into people's homes? Why are you calling Ethy me Daddy? Probably don't know, Father, but we were in Mommy's tummy when we were separated. In Mommy's tummy. And that's why we've been looking for you all this time. That's why, looking for you, Daddy. Why, Dr. Dooley Oran, who would have thought you would have had such cutie-tootly kitty winks? So many children, you devious creature. We must have the Tataru Times write up a feature. This is the first time we've really talked to Shantoto. She loves talking in verse. So very Dr. Seussian in a way. And she, I think she's a community favorite character. I like her. She's annoying a little though. I have Ethy no idea what's going on here. There must Ethy be some sort of mistake. Oh ho ho, you men are all the same. Not one of you ever wants to take the blame. I understand Ethy now. Yes, I did travel to Tavnazia once, many years ago. But that was only for the purpose, Ethy, of appraising a rare discovery. Pirates, thieves, and all kinds of treasure hunters had brought Ethy unusual items from all over the world to the Marquisette. These items would be hidden, Ethy, in the chamber beneath the Tavnazian Sacrium. I was led, Ethy, to this requilarium only after agreeing, Ethy, to never speak of the objects I would see. When we entered the chamber, I was asked to look at a frightening Ethy statue that had been dug up from some goddess-forsaken labyrinth. Frightening statue? Well, spring spilling? Spill it, man! What kind of slappy, daddly statue was it? I'm not sure. You were invited to a faraway land of Tecnesia, and you gave them a not sure? All I have to say is, what an amateur! Embarrassment to the ministers of Winders, an absolute Taru disgrace. You've gone and smeared mud in our collective face. And now hear these poor fatherless children's wailings. Is there no end to your dismal failings? I'm telling Ethy you, I am not their father. I was not called Ethy to Tavnazia to appraise the nature of that statue. My task was to discern Ethy whether it had been excavated from, by analyzing the traces of soil that still clung to Ethy to its surface. And did that flan fingery turn out where the soil was from? Aaliyah, please come on in. I'm struggling over all the weird, strange articles inside Tataru speak. Of course I did. It was the silt from the bottom Ethy of the sea, from the Sea of Shumeo, I believe. Sea of Shumeo. The inlaid, if I see, north of Juneau. Isn't that body of water non-stoppingly notorious for ships sinking on even the calmest Bahamas of days? It is indeed Ethy. What's more, the statue is said to be found Ethy not in the sea, but deep Ethy within the earth. What a fascinating tale, I must conclude. And after unfurling this mystery, you were elated enough to start your own brood? Would you give it a rest, Ethy? Do you see, Ethy, what you've done? My reputation is in ruins. Now explain it, Ethy, yourselves. We're starving. I feel faint. No energy to talk. I feel dizzy. Fine, there's a restaurant in Winders Waters. Come back, Ethy, after you've had something to eat. Yay, all right, food! Oy. Oy vey. Why me? But Ethy, a calamity! My pristine Ethy image has been sullied! No good, Ethy. No good, Ethy. I must restore Ethy my high standing in the community. That's it. The Mimeo Mirror. Its memory viewing powers are perfect, Ethy, for the situation. I'll use the mirror to show Ethy all my memories of Tecnesia. I'll prove Ethy my innocence to the world. Now, if I just remember Ethy, the person who owed a Mimeo Mirror. Seem to recall a rather unpleasant personage boasting about his possessions a while back. Calm with yourself, Oran. You're quite worked up, Effie, to think straight. You're too worked up, Effie, to think straight. Okay. So let's go talk to at the tavern. And we're going to probably find some answers there. We need to go back to Winter's Waters. Take home point 4. That's right next to the cooking. That's right next to the Culinary Guild. If I remember correctly. Okay, we need to find someone. Pume Rome. The tavern. Ah. This fellow right here. Punch, punch, choo choo. What's that? You have a question you want to ask me, the man on the spot? You want to know that if 3 Tataru wearing strange clothing were here while I was stewing over my stew? I did see 3 Tataru with appetites almost as big as mine, if that helps. I'm actually not going to do those noises because I hate triggering stuff. Oh, I'm stuffed. I think I've gone up 3 belly sizes. I should have had that last roast rab. I thought our number was up when that humongous dragon got its claws into us. I think Lizard left us without 2 gil to rub together. You know, I've been thinking. I don't think that guy was our father. Nah, not our dad. Nope, not our daddy. Our father would be someone with a lot more cash. Yeah, our mom had that huge gem after all. And that lovely fur coat. Right then, let's go look for our real father. Ready or not, here we come, Dad. And that's when he took off towards the south part of Winter's Waters. Okay, so now we're going to E7. We're trying to find Hanoi Gamoy. Upstairs in the back, it says. What do you want? This is the house of the ridiculously welly Hanoi Ganoi. Gamoy. Father! Dad, we missed you! Daddy, your beautiful children are here! What in blazes are you three babbling about, Taru? You probably didn't know it, Father, but we were in Mother's tummy when you were separated. In Mommy's tummy! And that's why we've been looking for you all this time. Looking for you, Daddy! I heard everything. I knew it was a good idea to follow these unnaturally hungry Tataru in search of their long-lost father. This scoop is gonna mean another Pulitzer prize. The man on the spot. Now just Taru a darn second there, newspaper boy. This is all your fault, you nonsense-spouting troublemakers. What annoying pit did you crawl out of? We're from Tavnasia. We were blown through the air over the seas and mountains. We came to meet you, Father. Tavnasia, the former city, now big hole in the ground, Tavnasia? I mean, I used to travel there quite a lot, often on business before it was destroyed. You admit it! You've been to Tavnasia! And there's three really are your children. I thought I told you to hold on a darn second. You've got the wrong Tataru. On my business trip to Tavnasia, I only ever met with the scoundrels of Atara Fodnet's band. Do you three know anything about Taru Atrafonet's band of thieves? The name hasn't come up so often since leader, Atara Fonet, was himself executed. Just hearing the name is enough to make children wail in fear. With this gang of bandit Tarus, if ever there was one. Because of my dealings with F. Taru's band, the Tavnasian Cathedral put out a warrant for my arrest, Taru. I had no time for dates or dilly-dallying. What a juicy story! Another scoop for the man on the spot. Hanoi Gamoy confesses to deeds unsavory. Don't Taru, get ahead of yourself. You've got no proof. If you read any filthy articles about me, I'll have you thrown in jail for libel. Proof. Yes, where's your proof? Show me proof that I'm your father. We don't have anything around here, Daddy. We have proof in Tavnasia, Dad. But we don't have any money to get back there, Father. You don't have any money? You don't have the money to take an airship? I'll give you as much as you need. Just get Taru out of my house. Out! Hold on a moment, Taru. The man on the spot would like to ask you a few questions. Why does this have to happen to me? I'll sue the pants off that journalist if he writes anything incriminating. What's that? Your Aunt Oran says a Mimeo mirror could help clear up any doubts? I've got one of those. It's a little cracked, though. Take this to Yoran Oran. He should be able to fix it. All right. I'm hoping we can finish this part of the quest up before we have to end the stream. We might actually go a little over, just to make sure that we can. Annoy Gamoy entrusted Effie with a cracked Mimeo mirror? This is no good, Effie, if it's broken. No good, Effie, no good, Effie. Think, Effie, Oran. Think, Effie. I have it. To fix the Mimeo mirror, you'll need Effie a Mimeo feather formed from a Mimeo jewel. Better take that 3 of them. Better make that 3 of them. Adventurer, you must Effie go to the Ottawa Chasm and obtain yourself some Mimeo jewels. And take Effie them to the tippy-toppy of Paradamo Tor to transform Effie them into Mimeo feathers. Remember, I need Effie 3 of them. It will take Effie all of your skills and more to accomplish Effie this task. But I know you can do it. You must Effie be able to do it. I need Effie to be able to do it. I think this is the part where you climb the absolutely ridiculous mountain, and it's really hard. But I do remember that. I do remember that there's something in this game where it's basically a climbing puzzle, but you can't jump in this game. So you have to walk off certain ledges in certain ways, and you can fall off easily, and it's just a nightmare. So... Okay, now I don't think I've been to Ottawa Chasm, so we are going to do a Unity Warp. Want an encounter? Go to area 125. Ottawa Chasm. Ding ding. Now off we go. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a right, because that's Paradamo Tor. Yep. Yikes. Okay. We are going to work our way over to the home point so we can get that. So it said everything here was incredibly easy prey, meaning that things can attack me here. Let's go ahead and summon up our Merry Band of Trusts, just in case. If we get around to going up the mountain, then we will remove them. So we can do that without fighting anything. It's the first time we've seen the antlion creatures, actually. Kind of interesting. This will be quite the maze as well. Hecdice! First time seeing you, my gross friend. We will eventually need to get an eyes from a Hecdice. That's what he looks like. Thankfully, he's too weak. I don't have to fight one. Moment. Now, where? Oh, where? Home point. Oh, it's further down the castle. Okay. Okay. That heads off to the Boneyard Gully. I think we'll come back to here at some point. Because I think you have to fight a quest or something along here. I think it's in the Promathian one. I remember it because I remember that I had to get I had to prep for that fight because I was doing Samurai. It was possible to be soloed, but you had to get up to 3,000 TP and then kind of whack out. It's 3 Makote you have to fight? Oh, not Makote. It's Mithra that you have to fight. Anyway, that probably won't happen until next week, but we'll see. Okay, so now we need to run back the way that we where we were and find the loose sand that we were expecting. So to reach the loose sand, you'll need to walk around the perimeter, start north, proceed northeast until you reach L8. So we actually need to run over there. Aye. Okay. Thankfully, I don't think a single thing is going to aggro us here. If it does, it's not going to last very long. Okay, it looks like we immediately will have to climb it. So, ugh. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I could have been on a mount this whole time. That would have been so much faster. I really need to check to see if I can get on a mount anytime I get into a zone. Pete's sakes. Oh, turn. And there it is. See all the little stuff cut into the sides? Those are all paths you have to take. So. Where we're going is a place called Loose Sand. You'll have to walk around, start north, proceed northeast, then south until you reach L8. This is another reason. This stuff blocks you. Just like Ifrit's Cauldron when we first went there, there's these things that will block you. Oh, and found corals. Okay, so we're starting on kind of the north. It's a maze. Really annoying. Well, we might need to take a break so I can get some more water, because I'm a little parched. My water's out, and this is going to be nothing but frustration from here on out. So. It also doesn't help that it looks by the guide, this is also timed when I eventually get the item, which is going to suck. So if I remember correctly, item, quest, objective, anniversary, I think there was one about... Cradle of Rebirth. I think this is going to be something else. Anyway. I think I just have to keep following the path that it provides me until I get to where I need to go. So, yeah, we're going to be at this for a little while, I think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull up. Oh, nope, there it is. Cradle of Rebirth. So that is the quest. Well, I want to do that one at least once. So, go back to the quest. Not repeatable, so you can do it the one time. Well, once a week, but... Alrighty. Now I've gotten to the inner ring. Still need to head to the south. Okay. Where is the loose end? Until you reach L8. Where are we now? Okay, so we need to go back the way we were. And that makes sense, because that's the entrance that you would get to immediately come in here. So that works out wonderfully. Okay, before we do this, I'm going to take a small break and go get our water. Around here somewhere. And then we need to look at the page for the climb itself. So that's something we have to do. I am in L8. Okay. Oh, it's right over here, I think. So go to L8 and then walk a little bit to the other side. Aha! Here we are. And then we'll just loop around this corner to get back over there. So, I'll be right back in a minute, and then we're going to try this thing. This thing apparently is just as annoying or even more annoying than doing Magicite quests along with the level 65 limit break. And you all know how that took. Took me a whole stream, so be right back. Okay. Now, let me see here. Okay, so I've got this list up here. Start at K9. Okay. Ooh. I'm not looking forward to this. Not at all. Okay. So, first, we're going to fight. I'm right on top of it, basically, aren't I? Aha! Hello, Lumiere. And die, Lumiere. I figured that was going to happen. All right. For all, goodbye, everybody. I can't have you climbing with me, unfortunately. It's just going to be too annoying. Okay. So, we're now going to try and climb in this thing. Oh, boy. Okay. Shining brightly. 30-minute timer. Off we go. So, now we gotta climb. I do have a graphic here, and if it becomes too annoying, there also is a video. But there's multiple things I can't do. I can't mount up, I can't zone, and one other thing. I think I can't die or something along those lines. Anyway, so I'm gonna get started. K9. We have 2 paths. Follow this path. This path up. Up. See, this is exactly how it can go. Immediately can go bad if you rush it. So, not rush. There's a crack here. We're gonna cross the crack. How somebody's figured this out, I will never know. A lot of trial and error, I can assume. Okay. Keep going up, keep going up. Up. Woohoo! Here. Turn to the right now. Nope. Keep going, I think. Should have passed a second crack. I have not done so. And I fell. Oh boy. Okay, this graphic is not going to be particularly amazing. It is going to help. Okay, go up. Okay. Okay, because that is a... That's part of that. It's not going that direction. So we are going this direction. Okay. Okay. Give me a second here. Because if that's the case, then we have to drop down. To this side. Now, there is 2 little rails here. I need to fall onto this one. Just here. Now, I didn't play with the controller last time I did this. I did it on keyboard and mouse. I mean, see, I had a toggle between run and walk. Ugh. I can't imagine doing that now. Okay. Oh. Stop. Walking up the spine. Back in the graphic. Okay. Now. You go up, and it shows a couple boulders. Okay, there's a boulder. So drop down past the boulder. Okay, there is a... You can't pass through this miasma. Actually, don't... yes. And you want to get past the boulder that's on the other side of it with the crack. Stop right about there and go... Whoop! Want to go around. Okay, so I think I just dropped there. Do I? Not sure if I do. Camera, come on. Jeez. Okay, running around down here. That's my 10-minute mark, I think. Up, and we're on the right spot because here's another spine. Okay, so I got a little ahead of myself on the graphic. Okay. Go there, but we also need to go up. There's the crack. So, past the crack. I'm up again. Go through here. Go again. Go up. Go up again. We have to drop behind the boulder on this side of there. Okay. We go up. Hang on a second. Now, it says that we can go through this one. Do I have to just wait for it to happen? Oh, wait for it to go down and then you continue. Okay, good. Heck yeah! Look at that! We made it to the top! That actually was not too bad. I think it's because I had analog control, so I could kind of control my speed. But yeah, that was not bad in the slightest. Oh my gosh, that looks really cool! What the heck? Okay, and we get the Mimeo Feather, second Mimeo Feather, and the third Mimeo Feather. Now, back up again. Okay, and then we warp ourselves back to, I should have an item for this. Where's my instant warp? Let's go ahead and use that. We'll end up in Tepnazia, but that's okay. We can warp right back to Uran Oran in Winter's Walls. That wasn't so bad, actually. All things considered. Apparently there's some other quests where I have to go back up there again. We'll worry about those when I get there. Okay. Excellent. This is everything I need, Effie. I'll get straight Effie to work. Oh, and make sure you find Effie those 3 troublemakers before I finish repairing Effie the mirror. I must fix Effie the mirror. I need to fix Effie the mirror. I will fix Effie this mirror. Okay. Go to Port Windhurst. M6. So the far side at the air trap. Mimble, Pimble. Some of these names. My goodness. Okay, we are looking for Ujuju right here. Extra, extra, hear all about it. Magic Paradise Weekly is chock-a-block full of the latest news and Windhurst. Next special feature is... Huh? Rita Taro wearing clothes from another country? How come you know all about our next special feature? Looking for them, they were just Taro sitting on top of the air travel agency. Science, they watched the airships come and go. Those big boats are called airships, right? I wonder if one of those could take us home. But as soon as we get home, we're going to be in big trouble. Priest is never lazy with her punishments either. Nope, she definitely doesn't hold back. She really gets ugly, that's for sure. You know, I've been thinking. I don't think that guy was our father. Nah, not our dad. Nope, not our daddy. Our father would be someone a lot more powerful. Yeah, he is our dad after all. Our daddy would have had a super duper double whammy extra whizzy wizard. Father, Dad, Daddy! Oh, these three. Oh, these three. Ugh. Then they went to Taro looking for a super duper double whammy extra whizzy wizard somewhere in Windhurst waters. Extra, extra, hear all about it. This has been a Windhurst news update from your friendly Magic Paradise Weekly journalist. Okay. So we need to go to the Optistery. Rhinostery, Optiostery, Optistery, Optistery. I don't know. I don't know how these words are said. I don't know how they're pronounced. Oh, a bunch of whimsical blah, blah, blah. All right. Now. Travel to current region. We can go back to Winter's Waters. 1.1. And we're looking for Basuka Porika. Okay. And we're looking, yes. Looking at the eastern half. Ah, here he is. I can't seem to concentrate on my work today. Why do I keep having this strange feeling that something... Father! Dad, we missed you! Daddy, your beautiful children are here! Who are you three supposed to be? Wouldn't believe it, Father, but we were in Mother's tummy when you were separated. In Mother's tummy! And that's why we've been looking all over for you all this time. Looking for you, Daddy! Hold on a moment. You think I'm your father? I'm old enough to be your grandfather. Grandpappy? Could he be our grandpa? We've come all the way from Tavnazia to look for our father. Tavnazia? I'm afraid neither I nor my daughter have ever been to Tavnazia. That's weird. We heard that our father was the minister of Optisteri. You're not our dad, Minister Kahara Bahara? Kahara Bahara? You three are the children of Kahara Bahara? That's right, our father is Kahara Bahara. That's why our lives are in danger. That's why we came looking for our daddy to help us. How could Kahara Bahara have children? I'm flabbergasted. Now that I think about it, he did mention something about a trip to Tavnazia. He said he'd have to encounter that would change the history of Vanadil's people. But he meant his meeting with your mother? Oh, my poor little ones, I have some terrible news for you. The great and powerful Kahara Bahara passed away 20 years ago. He perished from the incredible summoning magic he used to save our beloved Windurst. Kahara Bahara is dead? He died from using summoning magic? We're doomed! I'm sure you are terribly shaken by all this. My sincere condolences, children of Kahara Bahara. But do not despair. As the successor of all matters relating to the Optisteri, I will do everything in my power to aid you. Everything in your power? You don't seem to be as powerful at all, Grandpa. And you don't look rich either, Grandpappy. I have no more power or money than most people. However, I am known as the Fountain of Knowledge. All the information in the books you see before you are indelibly etched into my magnificent memory. Go ahead, ask me anything you wish to know. Okay. Who are the Cthulhu? Who are the Kulu? Kulu were an ancient race that no longer exists in our time. What about the Zalart? That is also the name of an ancient race that no longer exists in our time. What about Bahamut? That would be the same name of an ancient kingdom of worms that no longer exists in our time. Amazing! You managed to get every question wrong. What? What are you talking about? One more question. Who is Nagmalada? Nagmalada? Isn't that the name of a Genoan diplomat? I believe he was responsible for agitating talks between the three nations during the time of the war. Wow! I knew he was someone important. He's important, powerful, and rich. He could have been our daddy if he were a Tataru. What are you whispering about? Have you come to realize my greatness, children of Kahara Bahara? Yeah, we're gonna head for Juno now, Grandfather. Head for Juno. Juno! Well, we're not gonna continue on to that yet. We are heading to the Metalworks. So, see if we can find a good point to stop. We'll travel to this one so I don't have to fight the elevators. Oh, so much better. What, do you want to hear about the multinational expedition? What is there to know? Everyone that went on that damned mission passed away or was... I usually don't believe in anything crazy like magic or curses, but after hearing the stories about what happened up there in the Northlands, I don't think there may be any other explanation. Okay. Supposedly that just finished it, so let me check. The road forks. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and run off to Lower Juneau, and we're going to get a cutscene there. Hang on a second, I should have got a cutscene as soon as I came into Lower Juneau. Oh, that's right. I needed to go talk to Uran Haran because he needed to finish the mirror. Jump the gun. So I didn't actually finish the mission. Boo. Oh. That's okay. It's fixed! I fixed it! I repaired Ethi the mirror! Now, adventurer, it's time to put Ethi these false accusations to rest. We must bring Ethi, everyone here. Professor Koromuro, Professor Dr. Shantoto, the Totaro Times, and of course, those 3 reputation-ruining children from Tavnazia. What, Ethi? They've already left? What about Ethi, this matter of questionable parentage? Simply astounding, Ethi. Who would have guessed that they were the children of Kahara Bahara? Oh, dear Ethi. I think, Ethi, all this excitement has finally caught up to me. So, what was it you wanted from me, then? Renastri directed Ethi you here? Ah, you wish to know, Ethi, about the Allied expedition to the Northlands. Since you assisted me in my recent crisis, I suppose, Ethi, I can tell you what I know. I must, Ethi, warn you, though. that precious metal was discovered. That expedition was mostly served to prove that the evil of the Northlands when 2 of the musketeers from the Bastockian contingent failed Ethy to return. The terrible power in that land has been whispered Ethy about for many years, but I do not believe, Ethy, that anyone has yet managed to discern where or what this power truly is. Minister Rakususu of the Rodostri is continuing the investigation of the Northlands, but has discovered Ethy nothing more than a few trivial elements. All that I know, Ethy, is that it was it was the suspicious actions of Bastock that interfered, Ethy, with the original expedition. But as for the details of what really happened, Ethy, back then, you should take, Ethy, your questions to Bastock or Sandoria. Okay. Now we go back to Metalworks. Now we talk to Sid. You already heard from the other 2 nations that the expedition was formed on the suggestion of the Republic, right? Maybe it's time that I face up to my past crimes. I was the one that pressured the government into sending a party to the Northlands. 30 years ago, a man brought a strange stone to the metalworks. It wasn't any bigger than my fist, but by standing near it, you could feel the power flowing from its facets. That power was greater than that of any crystal I had ever seen. I was shocked and amazed by what lay before my eyes. When the man told me that it was a fragment of the crystal that was found in the Northlands, I was convinced that something more was hiding up there. I thought if I could find that energy source and bring it back to Bastock, the Republic would thrive, ultimately becoming the strongest, most advanced nation in the world. I told my discoveries to the president at the time and suggested that we ready an expedition led by a party of musketeers. It was supposed to be top secret, but somehow the information leaked to the other 2 nations, and in the end, the expedition turned up nothing. It will last more than we could ever have imagined. Now that I think of it, the energy from that stone might have been enough to power the crystal propulsion unit. But you know how I already found a new source of energy in the Northlands? If only I had that rock. Unfortunately, it disappeared 30 years ago, right about the time of the expedition. The man who sold me the stone, a stone which he called Magicite, said that he bought it from Tafnazia. He brought it from Tafnazia, and that it was a piece of a larger gem known as the Star of Tafnazia. Maybe that crazy blue-haired girl from the island knows something about that gem. Do you think you could ask her for me? Okay, so now we can continue on. And we're going to do one more thing. Okay, I'm just checking the next couple of questions because if there's actually some places. Okay, so there's actually a specific place we will go next after Juno. And that's where we can stop. Okay. Let's go do that. Because it'll be a place that I actually specifically have to go to. I don't plan on going there anytime soon. So, There's our cutscene. Sir, the airships are ready for departure. I'll be traveling on a separate vessel. If he appears before I arrive, prevent him from escaping, but do not attack. Yes, sir. It is all working as planned. Now I will finally retrieve what is mine. Ah, just the man I wanted to see. Ah, Omia. Young lady claiming to be Prisha's acquaintance is here. Jeth, it is so nice to see you again. Have you not seen Prisha about? You were searching for her as well. I see. You wish to know more about the Magicite gem that a peddler from Tavnazia sold to Bastok over 30 years ago. I do recall hearing stories of the Star of Tavnazia. Unfortunately, I never actually set my eyes upon it. I do not know what it is, or if the Magicite was a piece of it. Magicite. Star of Tavnazia. Sir Aldo, you would not happen to know anything of the gem, would you? I have heard stories of a mysterious gem kept in the Tavnazian Cathedral. If that relic is also Magicite, I wonder in what way it's connected to the other Magicite found around Vanadil. Deep within the Orc, Quadav, and Yagudo strongholds, there are doors that the beastmen guard with their lives. Beyond those doors lie the giant crystals emanating a strange, eerie light. If the beastmen were drawn to these crystals and chose those areas to build their towns, then the Magicite in the Northlands is more than likely... Perhaps someone in Tavnazia knows something. However, we cannot leave without Breach. Oh, where could she have wandered off to? Leader, that girl. She's been taken to Dr. Montmoreau. What? What happened? It seems that she was attacked while visiting the Temple of the Goddess. Attacked? Breach! Okay. So, I don't want to leave you guys on a giant cliffhanger for a week, so we're going to go and see how Breach is. Dr. Montmoreau at the infirmary. He should be in here. An acquaintance of the patient who was just brought in? That is correct. Where is she? Ah, you also know the patient? You may accompany Jeddah. However, I must warn you, her condition is still quite unstable. It seems she is suffering terribly. Preesh! Wait, you are... Do you two know each other? This noble warrior is the one who brought in our unconscious princess. Sir Tenzin, the adventurer Jeddah, also seems to be acquainted with the patient. Preesh, What ill fate has befallen you? Keeper Preesh of the Apocalypse. Keeper of the Apocalypse? Of what are you speaking? Calling me. Stop. Get away! No! Her amulet. It is gone. You. Did you not see an amulet about my dear friend's neck? Without it, she... I apologize, miss. By the time I found her, she was without this amulet of which you speak. Impossible. Wait, Jed, would you show me your amulet? I feel that the two may be connected in some way. Please. Maybe the only way we can save Preesh. Patient's condition has stabilized. However, she shows no sign of awakening from the deep sleep from which she has fallen. In all my years as a doctor, I've never seen anything like this. Jed, do you truly feel that all this is some connection to that amulet? If only the mysterious boy who dropped it were still here, he might help shed some light onto the predicament for which we find ourselves. Boy? You don't mean the same boy whom the Ducal Guard is searching for, do you? What is this? Have you also heard the rumors of a strange young man who disappeared days ago? While visiting the palace, I was told of a certain dangerous boy. I see. So this boy carried with him an amulet similar to that of the girl. This could be why she was attacked. But Preesh's amulet was given to her by Cardinal Mildarian. If it was preposterous to think that the Cardinal could be associated with any criminals... Cardinal Mildarian of the Tevnazian Cathedral? Yes, long ago the Cardinal gave the amulet to Preesh after she had been badly injured in an accident. She said it was to protect her. Ever since that day, she has not been without that amulet. But why would anyone wish to steal it? Perhaps it's the boy who stole the patient's amulet. However, just days ago, I heard that the boy was recently spotted in the ruins of, Sogza, located deep within the dreaded Northlands. What? Are you positive? A soldier I treated for hypothermia mentioned that his party had seen him alone in the ruins. When the Ducal Guard learned of this, they set out for the Northlands at once. So the fourth crystal lies in the ruins of, Posa. I have no time to lose. Wait! Before you set off on your journey, I must inform you that the ruins are controlled by an organization known as the Tenshodo. You should probably consult with them first. I see. Thank you for your information. Good day, Doctor. Okay, so I think that's as far as we'll go for today. As much as I like to just keep going, I want to save this stuff for stream. So what we might do is we might alter... here's the thing. So because it's Halloween, I want to keep spooky games going. But I also want to keep progress in this game going. So I didn't want to stop completely for the month of October. That would completely sideline everything I do. But having this game to once a week, it's actually going to really kill any progress that I make off stream, as well as the story stuff. So I'm most likely going to make a change, and I'm going to make it so that we play this game more than once a week. Simply because of that. And then next October, we won't be playing this game, story-wise. So what I do in the game will be, well, it depends on how long we play the game. But next month, next year, when October rolls around, we'll be able to do all of our spooky stuff and just keep on the spooky games themselves. So this is a little bit of a change from what I originally wanted. So I think what's going to happen is, number one, we're going to pause those ads because we're going to end in a minute here. What we're going to do is, I think, either tomorrow or Friday, probably Friday, we will go ahead and tackle more of the story in Final Fantasy XI, because I actually am getting really intrigued and I want to continue with it. Because the faster I get the story stuff done, the faster I can get more content done and work on other things. And then during Final Fantasy XI streams, it'll be working on that content more or less. So this is something that I was thinking about and I probably should change. So I'm going to change the schedule up a little bit. I hate changing the schedule so much, but what the heck. So tomorrow, we will not be getting back into this game. We'll be getting back into Dredge. So we will tackle that, and then Friday we will tackle Final Fantasy XI and do more story stuff. So what will probably change for next week is we'll change it so that we'll play Final Fantasy XI 3 days a week. And that will give us time to rack into the stories and get into them and keep going. Because the sooner we get done with that, getting done with stuff like that, the sooner we'll be able to continue on with later content, as well as level up other jobs and things like that. And do other quests that we can't really fit into a day with story because they take long enough, including like the relic, the artifact quest and stuff like that. So, we're going to finish up. So, let's go ahead and run ourselves off to... Actually, you know what? We can stop right here. Gino's got a pleasant enough music, and we can go ahead and do that. That'll be fine. So, sit, chair. Go ahead and sit down into our lovely little chair here and take a seat. So, I would like to thank everybody for being here, for showing up, for watching. Seth Rott, you're always welcome, as well as Tallow Candle. Please always come in when I'm playing this game. I love it when you do. It's so nice. Yeah. This has gotten more interesting, honestly. And it's gotten so interesting that I don't want to stop the momentum dead for a full week. So, even that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll get back to this on Friday. I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope your week has been going well. We're halfway through the week. It's going to take a couple more days, and then you're back onto a weekend. So, hang in there. You can do it. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow night for Dredge. We're going to work our way into more of that game and see how we can go on. I think we're about to try and tackle around. What was it? It was. I don't remember the location name, but we were basically going to try getting the relic from that giant squid out in the islands there. So. We'll be doing that tomorrow, as well as some other stuff, maybe some other quests, maybe some upgrading. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. Take care, have fun. I will see you tomorrow for some more Dredge. Good night.